Well, folks, here we are. This is the final review for the Gravity Falls series, Weirdmageddon Part 3, Take Back the Falls. And let's just jump right into it. So for a huge part of the episode, we get to see basically the whole cast of characters just uniting together for one last final fight against Bill Cipher. And it gets pretty insane because they basically make a Megazord out of the shack, the mystery shack, which I did not see coming, but I thought was really enjoyable. And all the way up to the Ring of Sealing, we get to see not only the family, but like the whole, like a lot of characters from the city just band together and glimmer and shine one last time to have us reminisce about this like lovable character that's been throughout the series, and just having them all together like this, I think really helped us remember like it was not only just the four pines that made the show awesome, but each side character brought a little something fun and memorable to the series, which made it just this lovable, hilarious roller coaster ride. But ultimately, the first plan doesn't work because Stanley and Stanford cannot stop fighting, and they get into a more dire situation where Bill Cipher is hunting down Mabel and Dipper, and they're about to lose one of them. And so then what happens is, which I thought was really clever and I actually didn't see coming, was the mind eraser trick, where Bill was tricked to go into Stanley's mind, not Stanford, to switch clothes. Like, they switched clothes to trick him, basically. I think it was good that they chose Stanley, because there's always been a huge back and forth with him, you know, through the whole series. Like, the last cliffhanger episode was when Stanford was introduced, and we didn't know what Stanley was doing with the portal. And from this episode, he's been really reluctant to cooperate, really selfish, as he's been through most of the series. And in a way, this was kind of a redeeming act for him, and finally showed that, yes, the family does come first. He legitimately cares about these people despite his own faults and default behaviors, I suppose. So that was great. The thing I do have a problem with, though, is I guess I have a problem with this in a lot of series, and it's definitely difficult in a kid's show to avoid this, but basically the perfect ending, as in an ending where there really wasn't a sacrifice that had to happen. Ideally, you'd think, oh, they had to erase his mind, but they basically just cop out on that idea within a matter of like minutes. So he gets his memory back really quickly, and just a personal taste in story, you know. I just find it hard to believe in many scenarios when these perfect endings happen. I think to survive a long journey, there needs to be some sort of sacrifice. But with that said, I did enjoy the fact, the way they got his memories back, which was just showing him a scrapbook of like the past and like everything that Mabel's been documenting with photos and like little diary entries and stuff. Because the reason I think this is good is because it makes you, again, reminisce on the whole journey. And I think that is one of the most powerful tools for a season finale to use, and is usually very successful in bringing up a lot of empathy and nostalgia mixed into a really sweet, like, emotional tug at the audience. So despite the perfect ending problem I have, it was an enjoyable way to see him get his memories back. And after that, it was just a wrap up of just saying goodbye to everyone, emotional things here and there. And I think the last interesting thing I'd like to address is the the letter that was given to Dipper that said, see you next summer. So I think a lot of hopeful fans, will think that Gravity Falls is going to be back or whatnot. I actually would like to think differently, though that little tease could be a possibility for another season. I briefly explained this when the creator gave a mention that this is going to be the end of Gravity Falls. Is like this whole series is such a perfect package, among many series that end up meeting a very crappy fate if they get too popular. Basically, the creators get funded more to do more and more and more until nobody likes it anymore, basically. And I'm happy that Gravity Falls didn't get to do that. It ended on such a high note, and again, was such a concise, fun package. And what I'm getting at with referring to the last message for See You Next Summer, I would like to say it's a message from the creators that there's going to be more adventures in the future. Like for the characters Dipper and Mabel, there will be more summers for them to have fun, even though it won't be facing off Bill Cipher again or what have you. But for us, in the future, there will be another fantastic series out there, maybe by the same creators, and we'll always have Gravity Falls and remember it for what it is. And I think it's just beautiful how it ended and just left us on such a hopeful note, Like, despite if you think there's going to be more to this series or a better series in the future, so a very powerful finale to a standout cartoon. And I don't know what else to say. It's been quite a ride, and I've enjoyed reviewing these a lot and looking forward to the next thing these guys create or the next big, pivoting cartoon out there. I guess I'll see you for another review.